There's a mushroom out there with your name on it.
I'll probably skip that one.
Okay. So then that puts us at, was this Teemo versus Viktor?
Yeah.
Okay. So like you probably know that this matchup is cursed, right?
It's terrible. Oh my god, I hate it.
Yeah. So this is exactly what I would do if I were you. Do you have a little nullifying orb in there? Okay, turn.
Okay, so I actually thought I was against Vladimir. I thought it was Viktor mid.
Okay, I mean that's fair. But the runes probably don't really change that much, right?
Yep, they say the same.
Okay, so you're gonna cheese. I like it. I would do the same exact thing. You have to win early, right?
Yeah. This
So-
guy kind of spaced
Survival
me
ain't
like really
pretty.
hard.
Okay. I don't really know how I feel about cheesing anymore sometimes, because it feels like, I don't know, sometimes I really like it, but sometimes I don't. This guy's first strike though, right? So you could probably win level 1. He doesn't really have like a combat rune. Okay, so like one thing that's kind of complicated, let me like go back. You could probably find like a better video on it, but minions have, casters specifically, have like an auto attack dead zone where they don't aggro you. Even if you're like supposed to take aggro. And it's something like, if your auto attack connects when their little fireballs are still in the air, they won't aggro you. It's like, let me see if I can find it really fast. Who did it? It was like Chovy level 1, Chovy minion aggro. Oh, right, this one. So if you watch this video, right? So he's playing like right next to the casters, and he's going to be auto attacking this guy. You can see this, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Survival ain't pretty.
So he's like sitting here autoing this guy,
Wait, what?
but he's doing it in like at the right time so the casters don't draw aggro, which is like pretty. It's like pretty fucked. He just.
Yeah, it looks so illegal.
Mm-hmm. The timing is like, I'm not very good at it, but it's like something that exists. So I just wanted to tell you about that really fast. So like when you go for like one of these things, it can be nice to try to like do the same thing basically, but you're gonna have attack speed from your passive, so it doesn't really like align with the caster's attack speed. So if you just like machine gun out the autos, you're gonna draw aggro anyways. So you kind of have to like finesse it a little bit. But let's just see how this goes. Okay, looks fine. One thing is like in the back. It looks like you're getting the EXP, which is good. Okay, nice. I think that was really good. You use your potions. I would probably try to like go more down and to the left to cut them off,
Okay.
but this is fine. Spaced a little bit. It feels bad, but it happens. Oh, he is spacing you, huh? Yeah. I know it feels like really bad when you get like out tethered like that by like a champion with longer attack range, but it's kind of like that. If you're walking at him and he's walking away,
Yeah.
like you can't keep walking at him forever, right? Because you're onto the tower. So eventually you have to turn around. And if he just like happens to auto at the same time that you turn around, like he'll get the auto off and you won't. I don't really think there's anything you can do about that besides just like mind game him better. Because he outranges you, right?
I actually don't know Victor's range, but I'm gonna assume it's like 550.
Yeah, it's probably 550. I don't know what it is either, but I think it's safe to assume that it's longer than Teemo's. So he's gonna recall here, right? Or I mean, he could stay, but if he stays, you dive him. I think. And like, even if you die, he has to like TP back and he'll do some of the creeps. So like, seeing that he's staying, I would be hitting this wave like as fast as I can to try to hit level 3, get this wave in, and then dive him before he hits 2, or even like after he hits 2. Okay. But like, if you're level 3 and like 2 points in E and you just like auto Q ignite him, I feel like you should die. Right? Maybe like 2 autos.
You're a prophet, because that's exactly what happens.
Okay. Oh,
I
so you're
messed
gonna
up,
go.
though.
You're gonna go on the next wave. Okay. I mean, like that's pretty bad, right?
Yes.
Because you used flash and you used ignite, and he didn't use anything, and the wave is pushing to him. I think if we go back a little bit, I think it's better if you just like this wave when these ones meet, you have creep advantage, right? And you have EXP advantage too because you denied him EXP when you were like chasing him down earlier.
Yeah.
I think you just hit this wave as much as you possibly can, try to like stop him from getting EXP, and then like once it crashes, you go for the dive. Because if you go 1-for-1 on his tower and the minions are there, it's worth, right? And then you don't have to worry about the wave like pushing into him after you die. But then like this happens. You could have flashed like a little bit to the right probably and not been in the tower, but that's okay. That's tough. The worst thing about this for sure is that your wave is fucked. Yeah. So now we have to like figure out a way to get out of this situation. But it's like it's really bad, right? Viktor has no boots. He has a tier, which means if you can stick on him, you'll out damage him. Okay, you get back to the lane. You need to try to crash this, but it's tough because he has wave clear advantage on you, right? You can't really do anything right now. This feels really bad, huh? I think getting vision is fine. The wave is coming back to you, but you're like jungler's on the other side of the map. You're down a level in a bad matchup. Let's see, you're chilling, waiting for the wave. That's basically all you can do right now, right? The worst thing that could happen is if you died randomly. This seems pretty fine. I wouldn't do anything differently. You're CSing, you're doing your best. Okay, you catch that wave. He's just pushing you and you're just CSing, huh? He ults the wave, that's cool.
Pretty uninteractive lane.
Yeah, I mean that's how like this matchup goes, I feel like. So I think there's like something to be said about this situation where he crashes this wave really fast, right? He ults it to get it in.
Okay.
And you have like two choices here. One choice is to just last hit as like slowly as you can, which is looks like you're doing, and the other choice is to just kill the creeps off as fast as possible. They're like good and bad in different situations, but I feel like in this situation you want to kill all the creeps as quickly as possible, because if you can kill all the creeps before the next wave arrives, the two waves meet in the middle of the lane. Right? Because they didn't get stuck on any creeps. Does that make sense?
Can I do it fast enough without attack speed and without shrooms?
I think you're going to hit 6 on this wave at some point. So I think you could have done it. Just like dink, because you'll kill, right now you'll kill like all the casters in, what is it, like it's 2 autos right now, maybe it's 3, but like you're gonna hit 6 off this melee. So if you were like hitting all the casters like dink 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 like in between, I think you could have done it, but it might have been like a little tough to last it. But what's gonna happen here is these creeps get stopped because they run into these ones, right?
Yeah.
And then if we go like just play it out,
It slow pushes back to him.
yeah, slow pushes back to him. And I don't think you want to be in the position, especially since you need a base, where the wave is slow pushing back to him. I think you would have liked it better if they met in the middle. He got back to lane first, right? Because he gets his recall off first. and then it starts coming back into you because it was in the middle. But now it's going to him. I think it's like, I don't think it's like that important, but I think it's like a little bit of an efficiency thing. Oh, you stay. And toss a shroom on it. Like this is kind of risky because when you do something like this, and Viktor's probably going to be back in lane soon, if he gets back in time, he can pull the creeps.
I think that's what he ended up doing.
Mm-hmm. And you never want to be in a position where like the other guy's pulling creeps and you're like, fuck, well, like, I have to recall, you know? You could try to fight him on it, but I don't really know if you'd win. If he's tanking the creeps, I feel like you wouldn't. Yeah, so he W's the wave, he pulls it, and now he set up like a nice little freeze for himself, and you have to take like a really shitty recall. So I think in this situation, if you were to try to kill the creeps off faster on the tower, we'd be in like a different spot, you know?
Makes sense.
Okay. I think it's hard to know like when to do that and when not to do it, because most of the time you're just like focused on killing creeps and you're not really like thinking about like, oh, like does it matter how fast I kill these creeps? But yeah, so what, you lose 3 melees. Looks like you're gonna get back in time for the cannon. So it's not like the worst. You didn't lose like the most ever, but I think your lane is in like a pretty like you don't like the spot that it's in, right?
Of course not.
Yeah. One thing I like against Viktor is Swifties, because
I was contemplating it. Because he
yeah,
can run out of his W, right?
like chase him down like a long lane, run out of his W, because he probably
His Q slows.
Yeah, once he gets his upgrades or whatever, his thing's slow. Yep. So I don't really know like how important that is. I don't think it doesn't really change anything that's happened so far, but I just wanted to throw out like Swifties can be pretty pog against Viktor.
There was some moments this game where I thought, oh, I should have went Swifties, would have been better here. But I wanted like early attack speed, so that's why I went Berserkers early.
That makes sense to me.
Because like I was trying to fight for push the entire game, but it's hard because he just spams his laser on the wave.
Yeah,
every couple seconds.
His wave clear is a lot better than you. Yeah. So we're kind of back to where you're just catching waves, I think. Oh, you kill him here. Hold on. What happens? He misses laser. Oh my god, you get to fuck him up here, huh? That was really good. Oh, when he tanks, nice. That was well played. Good job, good job. Shove this out, look for a base probably. So you leave it like this and you recall. I'm not super in love with it. I guess you get Blasting Wand, right? And the wave is in like a neutral-ish state. But I feel like you could have crashed that if you wanted to.
I was scared of
Scared of Yi? Yeah.
I think they pinged like missing topside, so I was like scared.
Okay, that's fair enough. I think I would have greeted for the push. But going back is chill. Master Yi is like one of those champs where you just go into a bush and he can't do anything to you. But I guess you would die if you did that, huh? Eventually Viktor gets back. I guess you did the safe thing. I think I would agree to the push and the bounce back, so maybe I could like run him down in the lane again. Because where you left it was like a little bit bad for you, like it was a little bit more on your side, so I think it'll go into him a little bit, but I don't think it's the biggest deal. Yeah, your minions are like stacking just a little bit. But it's fine. Yeah, you're pretty fucked. Oh yeah, if you had Swifties you probably wouldn't get stunned, huh? Yeah, I mean, maybe you can live this. He alpha strikes early, so usually they use like alpha strike as a gap closer. So he Qs, pops out. You can like maybe flash, get into the bush. He'll drop vision, then you get like, your blind back up or something. But yeah, I guess you went aggro at the wrong time, huh? What do you think?
Um, I guess it's my fault for not warding because I had a stealth ward.
Yeah,
I was like, okay, I got a blasting one. I'm ahead of this Victor a little bit. Let me try to fight, and I
yeah.
forgot to ward, so I got a little too greedy there.
Okay, let's go. Syndra goes back to mid, so you go back to top. Makes sense. Boom. Shove it so you can crash it and cheese, I'm guessing. Oh, tally plate? Hmm. I mean, it's kind of cool that you have like push right now still. Damn, you're kind of dodging these lasers though.
Am I dodging or is he missing?
I'm not sure, is he a Victor player or did you just pick it because you picked Teemo?
I think that guy was a Victor player. Like recently,
Oh.
I've been having the worst matchups. Victor, Fiddlesticks, Rise.
Fiddlesticks?
It's in that VOD.
Dang.
I couldn't play the game.
Oh my goodness. Okay, we might have to check that one out. Cut him down, nice. Just didn't have the damage. That's okay. Then 200 junglers bot. You could dive this guy. It would be nice if you could get this wave shoved. Damn, it sucks to toss this room for the one cannon, huh? Or for not one cannon, for the one caster. I don't really like this because if Victor does what he's supposed to do, he's just gonna like leave the wave. Okay, like if I was Victor in this situation and I saw you toss a shroom on the caster and then go like way out of vision, I would assume that you're going to recall. Okay? And if I thought you were going to recall, I would thin the wave, but not a ton, and I would leave enough creeps to freeze it for me when I come back. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think going for Krugs here really changes your buy. Where you're like 700, you take Krugs, maybe go to like 850. You already have the blasting wand. I think I would have either really played to get this next wave in that's showing up.
I was scared.
It's like, yeah, like
I'm
with
like,
that shroom, yeah, you're like a laser in a queue from dying.
yeah.
Or so I would either try to get the next wave in, or I would have just like recalled right here. I feel like seeing you go over here to take this. Wait, does he push it? Does he fuck up his management? Hold on, because you take a look. It looks like he bailed you out here a little bit. Yeah, he just like goes and shoves it. But he could have pulled.
Survival ain't pretty.
Let me go back again. He could have pulled these creeps, probably killed the cannon, and then left it. Like right here, kill the cannon, leave those casters, maybe just leave like 2 casters actually. And then it's like 2 waves going against each other, but one wave has a couple extra casters. He recalls, he comes back, and he probably like misses like no creeps. Basically. Let me send you a link of a guy on YouTube really fast. Do you watch like any like random like non-Teemo players playing the game? Or not really?
Non-Teemo players.
Let me see if I can find you. So there's this guy named like XCM or something, who's like really, really good at keeping the wave like exactly where he wants it. From those, he's like a Chinese streamer, like challenger, like top of the ladder Chinese streamer.
Survival ain't pretty.
Hold on, I'm trying to find. Okay. I'll just send you like a link to a video, and then you can use that to get to like other videos if you want to look. But this guy's like crazy, crazy good. But he plays like mostly bruisers, so he doesn't really play Teemo. But I think a lot of like the concepts are the same, you know?
Okay.
Okay, so I just put that in your DM. Sorry. But yeah, if I was at Viktor, I like pull the wave and then get my base off, and you can like cancel your back to get the wave in, but then like I'm gonna get back before you, so it's like still not that bad for me. I'll share with you guys. Yeah. Okay, so I think he bails you out a little bit. He like doesn't set up the freeze, kills the next wave while you were doing Krugs. You catch this, and now you're gonna get the next one in. So now like you're kind of in the driver's seat again of the lane. Master Yi shows up, you have to leave, that sucks. He cancels. Oh, he TP's back, yeah. Damn, you go way back there. You just walk back to the base. I wonder at that point if it's worth just to go all the way back. Okay, so you got some MR. I'm not the biggest fan.
Really?
But yeah, okay, like I look at a game like this, and I know you're playing as Viktor and you want MR for it, but against Master Yi and against Vlad, I really like Zhonya's. I like Zhonya's against Vlad a lot. Because I feel like you can normally Zhonya's his ult and like an E and maybe even a Q also, and like let the timer go down on his thing. That's like a lot of damage that you've avoided. It's kind of like the Zhonya's with Fizz thing, where like he sharks you and you want to have Zhonya's for it. It's not that good against Viktor, but like Teemo's bad against mages, right? Like champs like Viktor, Teemo's not good against them. And the longer the game goes on, like you're not going to get any better against them, right?
Okay.
I feel like instead of buying MR to like lessen or like make it more bearable, I guess, I would like to play to like my strengths and kind of just try to like not be against Viktor later on. It doesn't always shake down like that, but I think I like Zhonya's better this game, and if I like Zhonya's better than this game, I'm not really itemizing MR, I think. I think it's weird to get the MR this late too. Like if you were gonna buy it, I feel like you would have bought it really early. Something just kinda like irks me about being in your position and buying like a random null magic mantle that you don't really plan on building into anything immediately. Maybe it's not that bad though. Maybe I'm reading into it too much.
No, it makes sense. So what would you build this game? Like Nashers and Thriftmaker and Tazanias?
Yeah, I think so. And then probably like situation. I mean, it depends how like the game is going on later. Like if like Vlad's not fed, then maybe I don't need the Zhonya's. But yeah, you guys just have to back off here. You can't really do anything about it. Ooh, Ashe do be slowing though. So you're on the map, catch the mid wave. You're doing your best to clear, but you're just a little Teemo with level 1 shrooms. At least I didn't get the rift off before the plates. She misses the arrow. Okay. Another one mid. Caitlin's gonna take over. You're gonna head bot, right? Rotate around the map. You catch bot, you shove it out, shove that one. And you go for another. I wasn't really like looking at the map, or like I was skipping through obviously. You're probably trying to one-trip your Nashers from here, right? If you can. Do you think that's right?
I think it's 2100. I'm
Yeah,
not
it's
sure.
it's 2150 from the blasting wand. So I mean that's kind of what it feels like. But there's nobody down here, so you keep pushing. Very pog. Master Yi shows up, you back off. Okay, so here, dragon is spawning, and like you obviously want that, but it doesn't really look like your team is in a position to try to get it. Like Evelyn still needs to base, you still need a base. The other guys had like recently died top, right? Yeah, so they're like in quotes like got their base off, you know? I know it's like pretty greedy, but in a situation like this, I think I might just play to get my Nashers.
With 40 mana?
Yeah, I think I might just go hit Gromp and then try to catch the bot wave that's coming back, and that should be enough money to get it. Because you don't want to have to base now, buy like not really complete anything, and then base again like pretty soon. I'm just like trying to get like a read on the map. Like it doesn't look like you guys are gonna fight for the dragon. I think. Because you're like pretty late and your jungler's like up there and looks like she wants to like kill her camps and stuff. But if you do end up fighting for the dragon, I think like recalling makes the most sense. I think it's fine either way, but like, yeah, this position that you're in sucks. I wouldn't sell the Doran's Ring for just an Amp Dome personally. You're probably gonna have mana problems because you don't have mana flow bands, and the Doran's Ring is kind of like a lot of mana regen for you, I think. But we'll see. So you go mid, then you branch off. I think that's fine. Yeah, your jungler never based, huh? She just killed her topside camps, killed wolves, and now she's basing. So like the enemy team should probably be getting this dragon, but they're not doing it, which is good for you, I guess. So you kill that wave, kill this one, and like if you press tab again, I'll try to show you. But you're probably just like weak compared to the rest of the map because you're sitting on enough money to have your item done now. You know, but I guess being like more present is better than having your item done. But oh, it feels so bad when you get behind and like Viktor has his Leandries and like Vlad has his Night Harvester and like everybody has their items and you kind of just have like components. And Nashor's components are not very good, right? So I mean they're okay, but like when you go from the components to the full thing, you're spending what, like 715 I think, and you get like a lot of attack speed, you get like 40 ability power, and you get the like the way better like on hit passive or whatever. Yeah, you catch this. It's good that you're looking. Okay, now would probably be a good time to go get your item, I think. Yeah. You recall, you buy it. You could have bought like a Rift Maker component or something. Oh, did you want Wit's End? Is that what you're going for?
I was contemplating it. I don't remember what I got second, actually.
You probably know that I'm kind of a Wit's End hater, huh?
Yes.
But let's chill. You could have bought something, but you didn't. So you go mid. Okay, let's take a look at this. Not the best.
Unfortunate.
He kind of sneaks up on you. I don't think there's anything to really say about this one besides, yeah, Viktor kind of just
control.
Yeah. Well, he's like there, and he leaves to go bot, right? And he wants to go bot, and you want to go bot. So you're gonna run into each other there. Or he goes the long way, but he kind of blasts you. I didn't mean to go back. And then by the time you're here, it's like,
I'm 1 HP.
yeah, Victor's like already basically solo killed you. I don't think there's really anything to like take away from that. I don't think it's like a huge deal, but I like the Amp Tome over the Ruby Crystal just because it gives like a little bit of extra on everything, including your Nashor's Tooth. But if you want the survivability, I think it's chill. So, at some point this game, right, we've fallen behind on the CS, which I don't think is like terrible considering you have like a really bad lane phase. Let me jump back a bunch. Let me jump back like a lot actually. So at this point, let's see like where your lane phase ends. Okay, that's when you got the blasting one. It's chill. So creeps are dying on the top tower. You show up to this, which is just like kind of like a dead thing, right? And now you're leaning mid for a bit, and you catch up some farm mid. They drop the herald. You do your best to CS on it. You get the next one, kill that. You recall, or no, you don't recall. You stay. You catch bot because you rotate down there because Syndra's top and Caitlin's gonna go mid. Right? You kill this one. You push out the next one. This is when I'm like, okay, I think I would stay and try to greed for like my Nashors on one trip. You recall, you head mid, and you branch off. You catch bot, you kill this one. It kind of sucks that you don't get to shove out the next one, but you can't really do it, right? Vlad catches it, pushes it, you catch it. You recall to get your Nashors, and then it kind of like brings us to here. I don't think it's bad, but somehow your CS got really, really poor, I feel like. Like 123 at 20 minutes. Like your lane sucked, but I don't think you were doing, I thought you like did pretty well in lane. Was I just not paying attention? You think you had bad last hits from the lane, or do you think there was like places where you were losing creeps or like being inefficient or something? How much did you have 10 minutes ago? Are we at 102 right now? Let me take a look. So 10 minutes you had 50. Okay, so I guess it was kind of like a byproduct of the lane thing. Because I looked and I was like, I don't think your macro was like that bad. It looked like you were catching waves and stuff. I don't really think your CSing was bad either. It didn't really look like it. I think there could have been just like little bits of here and there of like wave management where you like lose some creeps, like maybe lose like a little extra there, a little extra here, stuff like that. Fight happens, you guys get wiped. You go top, you catch the wave, Viktor shows up. You can't really fight him, right? You get some vision, you just try to catch it. Everybody comes up here. Oh.
I saw my life flash before my eyes.
Yeah, for real. Okay, so let's take like a look at the game state. Let me go back a little to the tab screen. Let's see if I can get it. Okay. So Ezreal is 1-7, and he has two items. Vlad he's 1-3, and he has one item. He's like probably close to having that. Master Yi almost has 3 items, and Viktor has 2 items. Like on your team, everybody has like 2 items except for you. So like your money is definitely lacking. So like if I see this, I'm like, okay, I need to get, there's 2 ways to do it. I either think, okay, I'm turbo useless and I'm gonna be turbo useless for this entire game. So I'm gonna try to like sit next to my homies and like maybe I like help peel Caitlyn from Master Yi or something, right? Or you try to catch up by getting like as farmed as possible. So I think if you were going to try to get as farmed as possible, you would go bot here because you know they can't do Baron because their jungler's dead and you have your jungler alive, right? So you don't really need to be there for it. So you could be like pushing bot and then taking the bot camps and just getting like as much farm as fast as possible. Getting mid is fine though. Get mid, go bot, I think. Okay, so you go for the top instead. I think it's fine. It's just, if I'm looking at the minimap, I've been kind of like watching bot go back to them for a little bit, and I feel like this is like not a situation that you want down there. Like this wave state top is like okay, I think, but the wave state bot I don't really like because it looks like your creeps are just like piling and killing their creeps, but you want to be killing their creeps instead. And it looks like a lot is kind of being lost just from looking. I also really like being bot at this stage of the game too. Maybe it doesn't really matter that much though. And I go back top, catch it. Okay, you go for a Negatron. There's no way I would have done that. But I guess you're trying to take up, huh?
Survival ain't pretty.
I don't know, how useful do you think Teemo is as like as like a tanky like annoyance kind of. Like a I don't really want to say like an iPad, but like you know what I'm saying? Like I would just try to like get my items for sure instead of trying to like bulk up. Cause like holy moly. Okay. So you run around, try to help peel Master Yi. Blinding him is cool. He basically kills everybody by himself. Dang, she's pissed.
Bro, I got so tilted when she started talking to me. I mentally checked out after that.
Yeah.
Because it's
I
one thing to
mean-
deal with Victor.
This is like a damn. He's got is that Victor Merc band. I guess you have Evelyn too. Oh, you guys definitely have an AP problem this game too, huh?
So like last season, I used to dodge games where I thought Teemo would like be bad in. But this season, I've been just playing every game.
Yeah, I mean this definitely looks like a bad Teemo game. Your matchup is bad. You have a lot of AP on your team. I mean Teemo's good against Master Yi, right? But that's basically it. I don't think there's like a huge takeaway from this game, honestly. Like just a little bit on like the wave stuff in
Yeah.
lane. Like the killing creeps versus like last hitting them on the tower. And like knowing what the opponent can do with the wave. I think like Victor bailed you out a few times with wave states, but yeah, so while we're like 30 minutes in, you don't have Riftmaker yet. I mean like the Negatron cloak is cool, but I don't think it's like what you really want, to be honest. Oh, you guys are like still in it though. Alright, you got your thing. You go for... I mean, I would go Zhonya's next probably. But... Make Master Yi Alpha Strike you and Zhonya's it. Or like make Vlad ult you and Zhonya's or something. What's the dragon situation like? Do you guys need this one?
I think it's their soul.
Yeah, so you guys have to fight for it. Oh yeah, it is. Damn, you guys are... So in this situation, right? Like, when you guys have to like get in there, but they're kind of first, and you're like, fuck. Like, usually you want to be pushing mid as like everybody, you like push mid and you go in through like the big opening. Because as a team, if you guys go through like, can you see my cursor on the screen by the way? I don't know
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
can.
I can.
Okay, yeah. So like if you go through here, people could go this way. People could go through this big gap in the river, and there's a lot of space there, and people can go this way, and they're all like relatively close, right? But now you guys are kind of like all funneling into this like little zone where you have even less vision, and you guys are like all in the same place, and there's no like multiple paths really. So like if you hear people talking about like or like push mid first or like go through mid or like things like that, that's normally why you try to do it. So I think one person just kind of like went over here and now everybody's over here. But like nobody's hitting this mid wave. Like they're not even bothering to get mid prio. And you guys aren't really doing it either. So there's gonna be like this weird fight over here. And like I don't think you really want to fight here against like Viktor and Vlad and everything. Alistar goes in like way early. You guys couldn't get in time for the dragon, so I guess he was just like buying time. And now the game is gonna be like really difficult, huh? Ooh, the mastery delivery system. That's okay. But yeah, so like if we just back it up a little bit, like before anything happens, it's like here, I would hit these creeps, try to get like mid prio, take these creeps off the map, and then we want to go this way. If we can.
But the other thing, like our comp, it's hard to
Yeah.
face check because
Yeah, you have to
we're all squishy.
use Ash Ease, yeah. Nobody wants to like face check the Alistar. I mean, you guys are in like a sucky position. You guys are in a shitty position anyways. But it's just like impossible from this way. But it could have like maybe been doable from the other way. Wherever they get soul, fight, you guys lose it. You go for Baron Vision. That's chill. Void Staff, I guess you need Void Staff by now. Because I have so much MR, but like, that's because your team composition is super duper fucked. Yeah, you just don't have the items versus like their items and the soul and stuff. You guys fight for it, don't get it, and you guys lose here. Yeah.
Despair.
Okay. I don't think there's like turbo takeaways from there. I think like maybe a little bit on the wave management part, and then maybe a little bit on the like you want to be on pace with other people in the game and their items most of the time. Can't wait for next patch. Oh god. Dude, I'm kind of excited for the next patch too. Okay, so this is the Fiddlesticks top game.
Yes, I thought it was against Rengar.
I mean, I think I would have thought the same thing. Whoa, the Rain Man plays? Hold on.
I don't know if that was the real Rain Man.
Let me look it up.
If it
TRN
was,
plays. Dang, 241k subs. His last video was speedrun to Forbidden Glade against the Storm. I don't know what that is. That game? Whatever. SpongeBob Amogus. Then you guys have some memers. Okay. Can Fiddlesticks lane against you? I
Yes.
feel like he wouldn't be able to. Really? Can he?
It's not. Look at his summoner spells. He has exhaust and barrier. It's like Warwick top. It's so cheese.
Does he really? Okay. So I remember watching a video because I was playing against a lot of champs that were taking TP Ignite, right? Like I was playing against like Camille's with TP Ignite or like Sejuani's with TP Ignite or just like a bunch of like random champs like a Akali with like TP Ignite, and I was like, fuck dude, like this feels shitty as fuck because they can always TP back to lane because they have TP, right? And they have Ignite, so like my like dueling isn't really stronger. So you need to find a way to make Flash like better than their other things. Like you need to like flash aggressively or flash defensively or just like rip the flash to get like little advantages or something. I think was like the takeaway from that video that I watched. So I mean, this guy doesn't have TP Ignite, right? He's fucking barrier.
I think I know the video you're talking about.
Okay, I think.
I saw it.
Yeah, so I think here, like he walks up and he sucks the wave. I think you want to just, if he presses W, I mean, like, I'm not an expert in the Fiddlesticks lane, but I think if he's, like, sucking you, you just, like, leave and then get back in as fast as you can, right? So, like, instead of, like, face tanking it and trying to DPS him, I think you just, like, dip out really fast and then come back in.
Yeah, I was kind of limit testing because I do not know anything about this matchup. I never faced it.
Yeah. Get a little PTA proc, good. So we're giving him push, and I think there's only like a few lanes that I like being pushed. Like, I think it's like Olaf, you know, I can like sometimes, like depending on, even against like Olaf, I don't really like being pushed at the beginning. I don't know, I like to fight for push. I feel like you want to have push most of the time, and I feel like this matchup wouldn't be any different. So I know that you're like worried about him like walking up and sucking you because like that's what he did last time, and like the trade wasn't super duper good. But it's like not that bad, I think. If you look at his HP compared to yours, damn, he has 720 HP. He has like 50 more HP than you. Yeah. So you walk out like here. He walks up and does a little suck. And like you're already out of it, right? Like you're not getting sucked anymore. You could like turn around and blast at him probably. I think this is fine. Walks up and sucks. This would be like pretty good for you, I think, if you were level 2 also. But yeah. we gave him push. So like we're backing up. We catch the wave. He's still gonna hit 3 before us, right? Back out. A little dinky. Does this guy have Fiddlesticks top main, or did you just like randomly pick it because you picked Teemo?
I'm actually not sure. I know the Viktor guy plays Viktor. Let me see.
Okay, so I see you went 3rd point in W, which is fine, I think, but I don't really like it. So like at this point, we're like in a position where our health is lower than his, we have no potions, and he has potions, right? Like we need to figure out a way to get out of this position. Like one way, which I think is like okay, is just to basically recall now. And you can recall now because you have like 3 casters and they're like kind of low, and he has 3 completely full HP ones, right? Like this lane is still coming into you. He's like pushed it. So you could just take the L. It's like still not that good, and just like recall now and be like, oh fuck, like I have a point in W and I have boots. I can buy boots and I'll like run back to lane fast and buy like a potion and a pink or something, right? Or go like boots for fillable maybe, like if you recalled now. Or you stay and have bad HP. Your jungler's getting for you. Oh, that was pretty shitty, huh? You try to get out of it, but you like kite it back in or whatever. Yeah. Okay. Is this like the worst gank in the history of ganks? Okay, so here like he's not really sucking you. So you could probably stay. Like he doesn't really have a way to do damage to you. Oh shit. Alright, we kill him. He doesn't have TP. Good. Push the next wave. Good. Get a base off. Dude, Mercs would probably go crazy in this lane.
I think I did go Mercs.
Okay. We buy boots. You buy a couple daggies. Very good. We get back to lane.
I felt like I didn't have a choice. And I hate Mercs on Teemo.
Yeah, I don't really like Mercs on Teemo either, to be honest. But this is like one of the fucking weird ones. Yeah, dip. Try to get back in on him. So like, in this situation, it's he kind of like walks up and like forces the issue, I guess. But like, you never want to be bleeding out HP when the wave is coming into you and it's gonna crash. I mean, he wasn't really like pushing that hard until he like walked up and traded onto you and like happened to push with his like his W also. But like a lot of times when a wave is coming into you and it's gonna crash, you don't want to walk up and lose HP for no reason because it opens you up to a dive, like being dove. And if you don't get dove, you're unhealthy for the pushback to them when they're like up items in a reset or whatever. So like I don't really think it applies too much now looking back on it, because like here the wave is more or less like frozen for you until he presses W in the wave, and then that's like also the same time that you got low, because I guess that's how fucking Fiddlesticks tops works. But yeah, so he crashes it. If I was him, I would reset, because like he's not really doing anything, he's just kind of standing there. But he stays. He gotta be maxing W, right? I feel like he has to.
Isn't W the healing thingy?
Yeah, the suck. Damn, so I think here he just walks up. Okay. Damn, he just walks at you. Has W back? Dang. That's kind of crazy, actually. Oh, what the fuck? Hold on. Did he just walk up and ult you?
Pretty much.
Dude, he doesn't give a shit. Oh, you should have got hit by it.
I walked back in to try to get hit by it so he would aggro tower, but
I'm pretty sure the way Fiddlesticks works is if you see him for a bit and then he like comes out and hits you with an ability, it fears you. Or wait, no, if you don't see him and he like randomly like ults you or E's you from like Fog of War or something, then it will fear you. But since he like walked up and did it in vision, I don't think he fears you if you get hit by the ability. Like he has to actually use Q on you to fear you.
okay.
I think. So I bet if you got hit by that, because it wouldn't have feared you, and then you get just like hit by this, you'd be tanking tower aggro, and then you like flash away, and then he probably dies. Damn. I mean, it's hard to like think about that, I guess. You can also like, his Q has like it's like a projectile or whatever, so you can like use it and you can like flash in response to it or whatever. But I think it's hard to think about that. I think that's just like a play in the moment. Okay, so something happened again where the CS is bad. And he's been kind of like fucking you up, not gonna lie. But Andy lost a lot of creeps on tower there, so we need to catch back up. I think in this situation, yeah, slow push. He's here now. You have ult. I would drop a shroom on this wave and just hard shove it, I think. Because like, there's only one way he pulls the wave, right? And that's by Wing it, I think. Like, I don't know, what I was taught in situations like this, where a wave is like pushing back to them and they're not here because they reset, what I was taught is you want to last hit the creeps as slowly as possible until they show back up to lane, and then when they get back to lane you want to shove it and try to get a crash off. Unless you're like really stacking waves and stacking like as many as you can to like go for a dive or something crazy. Or if you need like the added protection from like stacking waves. So like when I see, like if I was playing against like Jace for example, right, where I like probably wasn't going to be able to do anything to him, I would slow push this wave, try to have the creeps like kill each other off as much as I could until he gets back to lane, and then I would just like shove it as fast as I possibly can. So like right now you're slow pushing it. which I think is fine. You're just like trying to CS. And then when he gets back is when I would like drop a shroom on the wave now, try to kill everything as fast as I can, because he's gonna have a hard time preventing the wave from getting onto the tower and bouncing back to you with like this many creeps. And if he like,
so?
I mean, I think so. Well, he's Fiddlesticks, so he's like kind of weird. Like
feel like
Irelia is like another example. Yeah, but then like at least then like if he wants to, you can like walk the wave up, and if he wants to pull it and he'll W it, like one he's like killing creeps with his W, so it's not gonna be like that good of a freeze probably, and he can't like really choose because it's just gonna hit everything.
Okay.
And like if you just stay like outside of his W range, like he starts sucking the creeps and then you like walk up and start hitting him. This is like what would happen in my mind. But that doesn't happen. He like walks up, E's you, Q's you, sucks the creeps. Damn, this shit fucking sucks, huh? This does look pretty miserable. He's going Roa. Alright. It looks like his game plan is just to walk up, fear you, and then like drain for as long as he can.
This is
go
the experience in 2023.
Yeah, what the fuck? Like the craziest matchup ever. You can like still maybe be useful. Dude, it's really hard to do Gromp now. Especially if you're behind. You're gonna have to recall off this. Do you even kill this? Oh fuck.
No, I don't.
I mean, I respect the attempt, but Gromp ain't what it used to be. It's like so much tankier and it doesn't give you HP back. Yeah, so Fiddle walks up, you have to recall because it's fucked. You buy some MR, go for Mercs, respect it. So like same thing, like he crashed a wave, it's going back to him, you're slow pushing it, and then oh, a thing happens. Sorry, let's go back.
A thing.
They spot him. Fiddlesticks ults him. Rengar ults him, I think. I don't think he jumped out of the bush there. Oh, you get it. No, it's doomed. There's no way you get that guy.
Oh, but I do.
Oh, he kills himself. Wait, does he? Oh, he does kill himself. Poggers. Whatever, 1 for 1. But during all of this, the wave state you left was really unfavorable, I think. Maybe not that bad because Fiddle was here too and it kind of lasts for a while, so it ends up crashing in the end probably. So I guess not that bad, but 1 for 1, fuck it. That more MR. Be like that sometimes, don't it? Ooh, Fiddle's dead. Pog. Time to push. Get some tally plates.
I think I was going for QSS because Zoe, what's Varusar and whatchamacallit, Fiddlesticks.
Is that Varus 9-0? Did I see that right?
A bit of a.
Oh my god. I don't even know if this game is worth watching either.
I mean, I can't
you have the
too.
Yeah, you have the jankiest match, but I mean, at least you're 2-2. Like you're like playing the game.
Attempting to play the game.
Yeah, it looks like you just keep shoving it and you just keep catching waves, which is fine, but your team is getting like fisted on the other side. Damn, he went Mercs too. Mercs, Roa, Fiddle top. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense. You guys have a lot of AP too. Lux, Teemo, Amumu. Alright, he's shoving it, you're catching waves, the classic experience. Teemo in a bad matchup experience. Push it. Morello's. Or Oblivion Orb. Dude, I think Oblivion Orb in the right matchups is pretty pog now.
You think so? I remember I used to be an Oblivion Orb hater.
Yeah, I mean I built it in like a Zac game. What the fuck? I built it against Zac. And
that was either a misclick or tilt.
Yeah, it kind of looked like tilt to be honest, but we can take a look at it again. Oh, you ignite him and the movie just sits there. Yeah. He exhausts you.
Okay, yes,
yes, that was tilt for sure. I mean, this game is like pretty fucked. It's like, oh yeah, you can't go against Invisible against Fiddlesticks. Fucking sucks, but you can't do it. He's like W will connect to you. I mean, I don't know if there's like much to take away in this one. You have like the jankiest lane ever. Besides, like, I think like the big takeaway would be like the slow push versus like shove thing when people are gone in like matchups that you can't really do much against. Rengar kills your ass, yeah. I mean, your bot lane lost so bad, and your team comp is like too much AP. We're stuck in it. Yeah, I mean, like, this is like the game is over. You're just like going bot and hitting creeps because you know you can't win by now, probably. Let's look at the Riven game a little bit. Like an actual
I think I got
matchup.
carried in that game.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think I did bad, but...
Okay, I don't want to keep you up too late, because I think you said you wanted to go to bed around now. But let's just like look at the laning phase really fast.
Okay.
So what I see Riven players do against Teemo, or like other range champs, is like Riven has super duper broken level 1, right? It's like really fucking OP. So what Riven players will do is the minions will spawn and they'll go straight to their other person's bush to get there first. So if you walk into the bush late, they fight you and they burn your flash. Or if you like leash or something, you don't walk with the creeps or whatever, they'll just like do that thing where they like walk around kind of to like avoid the creep. You know, like Jax players will do it with E, or sometimes like set players will do it with E.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Yeah, so against a matchup like Riven, I really like to just go straight to the top bush as fast as I can.
Okay.
Even if my team is like invading or something, just like matchups like that where I think the person could have went straight to the bush, I like to be there first. So I like this. You're walking with the wave. Okay. And then it looks like you decide to just not walk with the wave. So now when you walk up, if I was Riven, like now, if I'm in this bush, like I'm walking out like this and like trying to cut you off like on this down way, and my champion's broken as fuck level 1, so I'm gonna win, right? But like if you walked with the creeps and like path toward the bush, even if you go in there and she's in there, especially with your like cloth start, I'm guessing. I don't really know how the cloth start goes. I don't know if I can do this. But she'll pull all the creeps. So she'll be fighting you and the entire wave. So I think here you just sit like in between like the second and third one, kind of like where you were just then, and then you like walk straight to the bush with them.
Okay.
Okay, I mean I'm saying like a lot, and she like might not even cheese you, but like that's how Riven players like always play it, it feels like. So you're just waiting, trying to find out where she is. Okay, I have 2 types of Rivens. There's like the pussy Riven, and then there's like the crazy like psycho Riven. Like whenever I play against like Viper, you know who that is?
Yeah.
Yeah, he plays so aggro level 1 in like this matchup. Like sometimes he'll just like flash on you level 1, because you have to use your own flash. If he just like leads with it, like tries to 100 to 0 you basically. But yeah, so she's playing like a pussy, right? We want to have the push, right? We're playing range versus melee, so we want to be slow pushing into him, right? It's like a general game plan. Are you chill with that? Range versus melee, we want to have push?
I guess, yeah.
Okay. Do you know why we want to have push? There's like a couple main reasons why we want to have push, okay? This kind of goes like, even if you're playing range versus ranged, and especially like ranged versus melee, you as the ranged character want to have push because you'll hit your levels faster. Like if you're level 2 and Riven's level 1, she's not going to jump on you. Or if you're level 3 and Riven's level 2, she's not going to jump on you. And then 2, you have extra creeps because you're pushing into her, right? So you're hitting your levels faster because you're killing her creeps. And you have more creeps on your side, so if she tries to jump on you, you have like extra creeps to like fight with you, right? So it's harder for her to do it. Like if it's even, if there's no creeps around and you fight her one-on-one, she's a melee champ with like melee champ stats, so she'll probably get to own you, right? But if she has to do it in the middle of a bunch of creeps, you can probably like man mode her and fight her. And then the third reason we want to do it is because we can choose when we want to crash the waves, and we can like react to what our jungler is doing or like what their jungler is doing or something. That's why we want to do like a slow push. So if we go back a little bit to here, every time like she hits creeps, if you want to be stacking your slow push, you need to be hitting creeps too. Because if she's doing damage to your wave and you're not doing damage to her wave, you're like, you can think of your wave as like having like one big health bar that's like always going down kind of, because like they're taking creep damage from everything. If you don't match the damage on her wave that your wave gets dealt, it's going to be pushing into you, and we don't really want that as the ranged player. So like she cues those creeps and you don't hit her, so you don't draw minion aggro, and you don't hit her creeps. So you're like leaving it in the middle, kind of. We don't really want to be leaving it in the middle. We want to be having it go into her, but we want it to be doing it slowly. It's like a fine line. We don't want to do it too fast, and we don't want to do it not at all and just leave it in the middle. I probably wouldn't have started Q, but like, it's whatever. If you know she's going to jump on you, I think it's fine. So you're 2, she's 2. If we take like a quick snapshot at the wave, right? It's 1 melee and like 2.5 casters versus like 1 melee and then like 4 casters, but like the health, let's call it like 3 casters if you look at the health bars, okay? Like this wave is coming into you, but we want it to be going into her. So now would be like a perfect time to be like, oh, I'm going to set it up by, you know, I'll kill this creep and I'll kill one of those casters, or I'll like kill this caster and like kill this melee, or like, you know, just like trimming it out so you're pushing it into him instead. So here you're letting it come into you. Like I know your jungler is pathing to you, so you might want it to like come into you to try to get a gank, but I think if you do want to set it up for a gank, you shove it in and you let it bounce back to you. So I think you guys are playing like, I think you're playing passive, but not because I feel like it looks like you're playing really, really passive because you're letting the wave kind of like sit in the middle / like come into you a little bit when you want it to be going into her. Sorry, I can probably find you a video on that, but as like the game plan should be stack a slow push, harass her when she goes for farm, and then you kind of like decide what to do from there. But we're still leaving it in the middle. She jumps on you. That was some good movement there. That was nice. Let me back up a little bit. Poppy goes around. Does a bunch of damage to him. Good. This Riven has Ignite, right? Wasn't the cleanest, but I probably would have done the same thing. It looks like you flashed and then you like. Did you use A move or did you use right click?
I think I A moved. I don't really use right click.
Okay.
I couldn't get the Q off. I think that would have killed.
Yeah. It looked a little funky. No, like this looked slow. Like you flashed and you kept moving. I think this would just be like a mechanic thing. See how you flash and then you like do a little move here, but you're definitely in like auto Q ignite range. And you can like ignite anywhere in like the combo because it's like free. You know, you don't like cast it; it just goes. Oh, sorry, I like double clicked it and made it small. That's okay. Poppy goes for dive, kills her. You crash the wave. Good. I'm not really the biggest fan of the cloth armor start, but do you like it? Does it feel good to you?
Versus Riven, if she takes Ignite, yes. Because
Okay.
like the first like first two levels, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's the most important. Well, yeah, I think that's the most important in this matchup. And
Okay.
level 6
Yeah,
spike.
yeah, yeah. I think so too. I like Seekers against Riven a lot if she has 80 jungler, but they have
Uh,
Evelyn, so like I don't really think it's that good.
I
So
just
yeah,
hate
this
secrets as an item. I think it's not that cost efficient.
yeah, I only like it when it's like a really good Seekers game. Like if they're playing like I don't know if they have like Pantheon Graves or something, maybe I'll buy it because it's just so good against Pantheon because he's a lethality user
Yeah.
and like an 80 jungler also. But like I usually like HP more than armor for my like defensive stats if I feel like I need to itemize defensively because Seekers
Because
is
with
kind of doo
Seekers, you
doo.
have to stack it. It's
Mhm.
like you don't get instantly 15 armor, right?
Mhm. So I
Or no.
liked this. Let me just go back a little bit. So like you didn't get the kill on Riven, so like it kind of sucks. But she like lost a bunch of creeps and she died and whatever. So like you're like in a lead, kind of, but you're like also not in a lead right now because you haven't collected these creeps yet, and Riven has ignite and you don't. Right? So
Hmm.
like the worst possible thing that could possibly happen in this situation is if you get ganked and you die. Or if Riven hits like a cheeky level 6 that you weren't prepared for and she jumps on top of you and you die or something, right? Because then it's like lanes over if you die on this bounce back, right? So you play it like pretty safe, which I think is good. Riven hits 6, nice spacing on the stun. You get a lot of damage off, good, but you can't prevent her from crashing this, right? Like she's gonna get this wave in. There's too many creeps. Like you
Hmm.
don't do enough damage to the wave to stop like 4 casters and like a cannon from crashing, right? So we don't want to trade our HP at all. And it doesn't really matter if we do damage to him because he's gonna recall anyways, in theory, right?
Yeah.
Like if we were hitting him this entire time and got him to like 200, like he doesn't care because he's going back to the base, regardless. Okay, so good. I mean, you still look for damage like when it's free. That's fine. So you get this wave, and now we have to make a decision, right? Like, do we want to kill the creeps off as fast as possible to have the wave meet in the middle, or do we want to stack a slow push? And I think in this situation, we want to stack a slow push. So we want to just last hit the creeps. Because if she tries to fight us on the bounce back after we've stacked the slow push, we'll probably be level 7 to his level 6, and we'll have her ignite back up. And her buy can't be like that crazy, right? Like if you bought after you killed these creeps, you'd only be able to like upgrade your boots or something. So she won't have like a gnarly item advantage, right?
Hmm.
Okay. So I think that's a pretty good game plan. Riven goes mid. That's fucking crazy.
Oh yeah, they
So
swap.
oh, really? Okay. So like
I'm
we
not
see
sure
Riven
why.
mid though. So like that like everything I just said like kind of goes out the window after we see Riven mid because like I thought she went to the base. So
Hmm.
now we just like hard shove this as fast as we can. I mean, you probably see me do it all the time, but I try to put my shrooms like in the middle to hit everything, but I always fuck it up. So it's like a give and take. Like sometimes you're gonna fuck it up if you put it in the middle and just be in the middle, but we want to hit it the melees too if we can. Yeah, so we shove it, get it in. Riven is now the mid laner. Jace recalled and is coming back top, I guess. And now we're playing Teemo versus Jace. Get that one in. We got our plate. We don't want to overstay. We spend our money. Um, do you have mana problems in a build like this? I feel like you would. No mana flow ban, no Doran's ring, no
I
presence of
mean,
mind. Every once
after
in a
the mana
while.
buffs, I don't really get mana problems that often on Teemo.
Yeah, same. I was playing Darksteel Star with Celerity and Gathering Storm, and like every once in a while I would have mana issues. It wasn't like super bad, but I didn't really like them. Like it felt like really bad when I did have the mana issues, which is why I started dropping the Gathering Storm and taking mana flow bans because it fixed all my problems. But I'm kind of just curious because I don't play Cloth Armor Start. So now we're against Jace, right? And then this matchup is boring as fuck. You're just like shoving waves, playing ping pong or whatever. Not even really playing ping pong. You just like kill the entire wave, and then he like collects, and you kill the entire wave, and he collects it or whatever. But if Jace goes from hammer form to ranged form, you have like a window of going on him where you can just like smork him, right? And I don't think he's like turbo fed or whatever. You have a level on him. Yeah, he's 0-2. So like this guy shouldn't really be able to play the game against you, I think. Wait, he has first strike also, right? He doesn't have phase rush. Nice dodge. I'd probably, after he missed that EQ, I think I would go play on the bot side of the lane and try to cut him off like on this angle. Probably. It's kind of weird to like run into the bushes and try to cut him off here, because I feel like he's like closer to his escape. But if you go on the bot side, you can usually run them like, he'll have to run back like this, and you kind of like cut him off on that like same angle. But if you go like this, he kind of just goes like that, I think. Like it always feels better going from the bot side. Maybe because like if we drew like a line like around the bushes, it's like a long line across, but if we did it here, it's like shorter, so you're like closer or something. I don't know like the exact math of it, but it's like if you're trying to like play aggro into somebody and you want to get into a position where you're like running them down, you want to be on like the bot side and you want them to be on the top side. Unless you're just trying to go for like little dinks like that. Oh, good. If you were a little faster on that shroom, I bet you could kill him. We can just like go back and look at it really fast. That was a good dodge. Like the moment he like went hammer form, if you tossed it like right there, I bet you could have had it. That's okay though. So he's really low. I would shove it and go for a dive. You just poppy kill it. Oh, he gets a base off. Whatever, he gets a base off, it's fine. Kill that wave. I wouldn't overstay. Maybe get the one plate and dip. Nice. We go back. Catch the wave. Jace gets a plate. It's whatever. Okay, he EQs you. So like you're 2 levels on him. I guess you're like a little bit chunked and he's like pretty full. But like same thing. At this point, like he's no phase rush. I would run this way. He just used his EQ. I would run this way and try to just like force him to jump on me, or like DPS him down basically. I feel like he can't fight you.
I'm also playing crazy because I don't know where Evelyn is.
Oh, that makes sense.
I'm not playing crazy.
Oh yeah, I see her bot now, huh? Yeah, so you run at him. Yeah, I think this like downwards angle is like a lot better for doing what you're doing. And like one cool thing against Jace, I mean it's not really a cool thing, but like one thing that helps is like against Jace, if he's gonna like QE you, if you're like on a wall already, he like knocks you back, but like the wall is behind you, so you don't go back. So if you were like doing that there, maybe he like knocks you back into the wall. Dang, the solo bolo. Shove the wave. Grab a plate probably. Don't want to overstay. Go back to the base. Oh, you try to one-trip your Nashers? That's fine. That's a way to do it, I think. You lose out on tempo really, really bad doing it, but I don't think it's... I think it's like a fine idea, actually. Okay, kills himself. Very pog. The cloth armor gap. We get back. Okay, so now we're in like a position different from the other games where like we're ahead and we're like in the driver's seat and we want to try to carry this game, right? I mean, the game is going like pretty good, but I think my goals would be to take top tower and to show up the dragons, basically. So we get top tower, we get the next wave in. Don't let the guy play the game. And every time like somebody like pushes out top, we try to kill them. No dragons are up, we go back top. Catch the wave, shove this one, shove the next one. Go into the jungle, looks good. We get objectives when they're up. We catch the top wave, we shove the next one. I mean, this looks good to me. Varus comes up here, you get flashed on by everybody. Just a little bit of overextendo, but they die too. It's good. We had bots, because there's creeps there. Okay. I mean, this game seemed good. I liked this game.
Because it's a normal matchup. It's Riven. It's not Fiddlesticks.
Yeah, nothing weird. Yeah, I think I'm trying to think of like just like takeaway words for this one. I think at the very beginning, this like notion of wanting to have the slow push stack and like really be in control of the lane, I think is a good takeaway. You could probably type in like ranged versus melee, like lane guide, or like there's probably like tons of videos on it, like going into it. They're probably like, if you analyze, they might be like, oh, looking at like the shy Jace versus like whoever's Fiora, or like I don't know, like something like that, where it's like the concepts are like basically still the same, even though we're playing Teemo and not like a real champ like Jace. But yeah, I think here was kind of like a wave management mistake, where Riven is getting to play the game more than she should, and she's able to keep her like HP bar pretty high, even though she shouldn't have to. And like she kind of like griefs into Poppy a little bit, and ends up dying for it.
Also, like I'm scared of pushing into Riven because like she's the type of champ that can run you down.
Yeah, but like if you have the creep stacked and the level advantage, she won't be able to do it. Type thing. Like if she jumps onto you in like a fatty wave, like you don't have to go like, let me pull it back a little bit. Like I'm not saying like walk over here and be like interface type thing, because then obviously she's gonna fight you, but you just like you play like here and use your like identity as a range champ to like when she comes up a little bit, like you dink her down a little bit type of thing. And like she comes up again and you like dink her down a little bit again, just like a little bit of like you're like shaving off her HP bar and not like all-inning her until you have a level advantage, or the HP advantage is too big, or like the creep advantage is too big, or whatever, and then you go to fight her type thing. But I know what you're saying. She like can be kind of scary. But just I would say get in the habit of like trying to get slow push in these matchups. And then a little bit later, after they swap, I still think you did it pretty well. I mean, Jace, like, they swapped a 0-2 Jace into you, which is, like, kind of weird. But, like, if you do want to run someone down and, like, use your, like, W advantage and your, like, boots 2 advantage or whatever, because, like, he doesn't even have boots yet, right? You're so much faster than he is. I like to do it from, like, the bottom side of the lane more than the top side of the lane. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And I think that's like the main thing for this one, because then you like, you know, you're like ahead, you kill him, you take the tower eventually, you like don't really die top, you push waves, you get them crashed, you like go into the jungle, or like you move around and take Rift Herald and stuff. I think it's pretty good. I think you're pretty good after that. So okay, I know it's like pretty late and I kept you longer than I probably should have, but
oh, this was fine. This was informative. I enjoyed it.
Okay.
This is my first time like ever getting a coaching.
Really? Did you watch my other ones?
Yes.
Oh, poggers. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I thought it was pretty good. And then there was like little like mechanical things every once in a while, but I feel like you just get better at those by you don't really like practice them, you know? You just kind of like play the game and it gets better and better type thing. Alright, do you have any questions? Am I good to let you go?
Questions.
Or like any things you want me to jump to?
I think I'm good. I think I'll just rewatch this.
Okay,
whole section.
I'll probably like put it on YouTube or something so it's like there, so you don't have to worry about it.